Welcome down to the Malted Man Cave. I'm your host Keith. Tonight I'm running solo as we all are in the midst of this global quarantine. I hope you guys are all safe and healthy. But while you guys are all stuck at home, I thought I'd bring you something a little special from the Buffalo Trace Antique Collection. So as I said, tonight I'm going to be reviewing something from the Buffalo Trace Antique Collection. And I'm going to be reviewing T.H. Handy, the 2016 Straight Rye Whiskey. I was lucky enough to get a sample of this from my cousin Mead Mule, Jonathan, who actually runs an awesome online blog reviewing whiskey as well. Go check it out. But he was gracious enough to give me a sample of this. Now, normally, I like to review bottles, but every once in a while, if you get I forgot how good it was. If you get a sample of something that is as expensive and as hard to get as this, you just got to do a sample every once in a while, because I don't got no $700 right now to buy a bottle of TH Handy. If you guys want to send me a bottle, you guys know where to send it. I'll give you my address if you need it. So a little bit about TH Handy Straight Rye Whiskey. As I said, it's a rye whiskey, so it has to be at least 51% rye in the mash bill. I don't think anybody really knows 100% what the mash bill is. Buffalo Trace can be pretty secretive about that sort of thing, but if I can find it, I'll put it right there in the notes. So the Buffalo Trace Antique Collection, as many of you know, is just some of the best American whiskey in the world. Buffalo Trace comes out with their antique collection. It's their older whiskeys for the most part. Whiskeys that are the best quality that they produce, or the oldest, aged the most. But ironically, this is actually only aged 6 years. But don't let that fool you, because this is an incredible whiskey. So I believe it was distilled in 2010. But it was aged on the higher levels of a lot of the rick houses or the warehouses. I think this one was on the fourth, fifth, and seventh. I think of like I, K, and M warehouses, if that means anything to you whiskey geeks out there. Anything else I want to say about this? Yeah, I think I mentioned before, it's 63.1% ABV. Natural color, as most ryes and bourbons are. I don't think I've ever heard of one ever having color added to it, but you never know. Obviously, back in the day, before they did the whole Bottled in Bond Act, people were adding all kinds of crazy stuff like tobacco spit and whatever else to make it look dark. And could you imagine? Could you imagine if you drank one of those bourbons or rye whiskeys that had that in, like, what? It just makes me want to throw up right now. So I'm very glad. That's why I love Bottled in Bond whiskeys. It was a beautiful, beautiful idea. So without further ado, anything else I want to say about TH Handy Straight Rye Whiskey? Obviously, it has to be at least 51% rye to be a rye whiskey. I believe this one actually has a pretty high corn content in the mash bill. It's a lot sweeter, more caramely, vanilla than some ryes can be. For me, I had to get a lot of spearmint or mint, or just spiciness with ryes, and this definitely has it, and it's beautiful. But it's got a little bit more of the more bourbony, sweet, caramel, vanilla flavors. So it's kind of like the best of both worlds to me. So another thing about these casks being aged on the higher levels is, on top of aging faster, it also there's just more, contact in and out of the wood as, like, the temperatures expand, and then it gets colder, then it expands in and out and breathes in and out of the wood. So it just gets more of that oakiness, the vanilla tannins. So definitely incredible stuff without ruining the review. So without further ado, let's get into the nose. Oh my goodness. I was worried that this was going to be ruined because I had left it at just kind of a small level, and I was worried that it was going to get oxidized. And I think it's getting close, but it's still good. Oh my gosh. If I could say one descriptor for TH Handy, at least this 2016 version, is banana Laffy Taffy. And it is incredible. A banana Laffy Taffy note. Vanilla, grape and cola, soda pop candies, which I get a lot of bourbons and some ryes that have more More corn in the mash bill. Spearmint, which I get a lot in ryes. Baked apple pie, just American baked apple pie. Oh my word. I forgot how good this was. Thank you again, John. You're amazing. If you want to send me the rest of the bottle, you know my address. Just caramelized sugar. Cinnamon. Molasses, just thick, syrupy molasses. Oh my goodness. Maybe even like a melon note. And lastly, it's a little bit of light, just real light pepper and a nice pleasant toasted oak into the palate. Again, there's that beautiful note of banana Laffy Taffy, caramel popcorn, spearmint again, mint, all kinds of spearmint, spicy mintiness. Stewed apples, maybe even a little bit of a vanilla Coke, which I love vanilla Coke. Spicy, fresh rye bread straight out of the oven. When I was a kid, I did not like rye bread, but actually as an adult, I like it quite a bit actually. So I don't know if I would have liked this when I was younger, but I definitely love this now. But it's sweet enough that it balances out that kind of harsh, spicy, spearminty rye note, but it's got this vanilla and it's just like this perfect like counterbalance of complexity and just, it's so good. Heavy dose again of spices and pepper. And lastly, almost like I don't know if it's like a yeasty note, like rolls. Almost like, I don't know if you've been to Texas Roadhouse, for those of you guys who live in the States. Texas Roadhouse, they have these rolls, and then they have this cinnamon butter that you can dip it in. And that's what I'm getting here. Fantastic. All right, onto the palate. Onto the finish. There's that banana Laffy Taffy note again, caramelized sugars, caramel popcorn, maybe grape soda, vanilla Coke, but then that spiciness is there, but it's balanced with the sweetness, so it's not too spicy. Just incredible. If all bourbons tasted, all ryes, straight ryes tasted like this, I might be trading this in for scotch, but not quite. Not quite. This is amazing stuff. I mean, if I could get this for like $300-$400, I'd save up and I'd buy it on the regular, at least one bottle a year. But at $600 to $700, $800, can't quite do it. Can't quite do it. But man, it's a long finish too. I mean, it's not like insanely long, but it's not a short finish. It's a medium to long. No, it's more of a long finish. This is an excellent 6-year-old whiskey. If you can find this, obviously for MSRP, pick it up. But if you can get this for even $300-$400, I think it's a steal. And I can't believe I'm saying that out loud right now for a 6-year-old whiskey, but it is so stinking good. If you don't have a ton of money and you don't buy a bunch of whiskey, do not buy it for that much. But obviously, if you spend quite a deal of money on whiskey, I don't think you'll be let down. At least I don't think you'll be let down by this 2016 edition. So, hope you guys are all safe. Hope you guys are well. We'll try to pump out some more content here to give you guys something to do while you're stuck in your homes. But again, we pray, our thoughts and prayers are with all of you. Hope everyone is safe across the globe. Thank you guys as always for watching. Please like, subscribe, hit the notifications. And as always, Scotch is king. This right.